Welcome to the Ramayan, Stories of Dharm and Devotion. I'm Sandeep, your storyteller, guiding you through the timeless epic of Valmiki's Ramayan. While our narrative is primarily rooted in Valmiki's version, we also incorporate stories from other Indian texts and versions of the Ramayan to offer a wholesome experience of this eternal tale. In today's episode, we witness a pivotal moment, the fateful encounter between Raavan and Maricha, where pride, persuasion, and destiny collide. Raavan's decision to move forward with his plan will set in motion a series of events that will alter the course of history.
In the golden city of Lanka, Raavan's restlessness had grown unbearable. Shurpanakha's cries and humiliation still echoed in his ears. Though Maricha had earlier warned him of Ram's divine strength, Raavan's fury would not allow him to let the insult go unavenged. As days passed, Shurpanakha's relentless persuasion rekindled his anger. She painted vivid pictures of Sita's beauty, declaring that possessing her would prove Raavan's supremacy. "You are the king of the three worlds," she exclaimed. "How can you allow these mere mortals to humiliate our clan? Take Sita, brother. She is the key to breaking Ram's resolve and restoring your honor." Raavan's pride burned brighter than ever. "Maricha's warnings be damned," he growled. "This time, I will not return empty-handed." Once more, Raavan soared across the skies in his Pushpak Viman, heading for the secluded hermitage where Maricha lived in isolation. Maricha, who had embraced a life of peace after his first encounter with Ram, had withdrawn deeper into the Dandaka forest. The quiet of the forest surrounded him, broken only by the soft rustling of the wind. But that peace was shattered by the arrival of Raavan. The Pushpak Viman landed with a thunderous sound, and Raavan descended, his steps heavy with purpose. Maricha, seated in meditation, opened his eyes and sighed deeply when he saw his visitor. "Raavan," Maricha said softly, "what brings you here again, my king? I sense you have not come to hear wisdom." Raavan, his face set in stone, replied, "Maricha, I gave you time to reflect, but I have made my decision. I will abduct Sita, Ram's wife, and you will aid me." Maricha's heart sunk. He had hoped Raavan would abandon this reckless plan after their first meeting, but he now saw the determination in the king's eyes. "Raavan," Maricha implored, "have you truly not heard my words? I told you before, Ram is no ordinary prince. He is the embodiment of Dharm, and his strength is divine. If you pursue this course, it will bring nothing but ruin to you and your kingdom. To aid you is to invite my own death. Ram's arrows are unfailing." Raavan laughed coldly. "If death is inevitable, Maricha, would you rather die by my hands or by Ram's? Refuse me, and I will slay you now. Aid me, and at least you will die with honor." Maricha's shoulders slumped, his eyes filled with despair. He knew there was no escape. "Very well, Raavan," he said, his voice heavy with resignation. "I will do as you command. But mark my words, this act will set in motion your destruction." Raavan ignored his warnings. "Enough of your riddles, Maricha. Prepare yourself." As Raavan departed, Maricha stood alone beneath the vast canopy of the Dandaka forest. The trees swayed gently, as though mourning the choice he was forced to make. Maricha spoke aloud to the forest, his voice echoing softly through the silence. "Ram, I know it is your arrow that will end me, but let this act serve a purpose greater than myself. Let my death be a warning, and let it bring an end to this madness that Raavan pursues." He looked toward the skies, as though offering his silent prayers to the gods. "In my death, may the threads of fate tighten." For Raavan, who refuses to see reason, is walking a path of no return. Raavan returned to Lanka with triumph gleaming in his eyes. Soon, Shurpanakha, he declared to his sister, "Sita will be mine. The mortals who dare defy me will know the cost of insulting Raavan, king of Lanka." Shurpanakha, though satisfied, hid her deeper thoughts. She had long waited for this moment, when Raavan's unchecked pride and reckless decisions would lead to his downfall. Ravan's heart, however, was consumed by a single goal: to abduct Sita and shatter Ram's resolve. He believed that no force could stand against him, dismissing Maricha's warnings as the ramblings of a coward. And so, Maricha resigned himself to his fate, while Ravan's pride propelled him forward. The seeds of Ravan's destruction were now sown. His refusal to heed wisdom, his reliance on deceit, and his growing obsession with Sita had begun a chain of events that could not be undone.
In the next episode, we will witness Maricha's transformation into the golden deer and how his deception draws Ram and Lakshman away, leaving Sita vulnerable. This moment marks a turning point in the Ramayan, setting the stage for the great battle between Dharm and Adharm. Thank you for joining me on the Ramayan stories of Dharm and Devotion. Share this podcast with your loved ones, and may its timeless lessons inspire your journey. While we may not know exactly what happened, this eternal story of the Ramayan serves as a guide for how we conduct ourselves in our day-to-day lives. Until next time, may the light of Dharm guide your path and fill your heart with peace.